U.S. President Donald Trump announced on Wednesday that he signed a bill ordering the release of government files related to the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The bill requires the Justice Department to release all information from its Epstein investigation within 30 days, although some could be withheld if they relate to an active investigation or are deemed to invade personal privacy. With Trump's support, the legislation overwhelmingly cleared both chambers of Congress, the House of Representatives and Senate, on Tuesday. After facing pushback from Epstein's victims and members of his own Republican Party, he changed his opposition to releasing the files last week. Until recently, Trump had dismissed the need to release the documents, recently calling it a Democrat-led hoax to deflect attention away from his party's work. Perhaps the truth about these Democrats and their associations with Jeffrey Epstein will soon be revealed because I have just signed the bill to release the Epstein files, he wrote. What do we know about the Epstein files? Epstein files. Who else was mentioned? The only no vote on releasing Epstein files. Although a congressional vote was not required to release the files, Trump could have ordered the release on his own. Lawmakers in the House passed the legislation with a 427-1 vote. The Senate gave unanimous consent to pass it upon its arrival, sending the bill to Trump for his signature. The files subject to release under the legislation are documents from criminal investigations into the financier, including transcripts of interviews with victims and witnesses, and items seized in raids of his properties. Those materials include internal Justice Department communications, flight logs, and people and entities connected to Epstein. The files are different from the more than 20,000 pages of documents from Epstein's estate released by Congress last week, including some that directly mention Trump. Those include 2018 messages from Epstein in which he said of Trump, "I am the one able to take him down," and "I know how dirty Donald is." Trump was a friend of Epstein's for years, but the president has said they fell out in the early 2000s, 2 years before Epstein was first arrested. Trump has consistently denied any wrongdoing in relation to Epstein. Speaking to reporters on Monday night, Trump said Republicans had nothing to do with Epstein. It's really a Democrat problem. The Democrats were Epstein's friends, all of them. The family of Virginia Jeffrey, who died by suicide earlier this year, said in a statement Trump signing the bill was nothing short of monumental for Jeffrey and other survivors. As we look towards the next chapter, we remain vigilant. This work is not finished. Every name must be revealed, regardless of power, wealth, or party affiliation, her brother and sister-in-law, Sky and Amanda Roberts, said. Epstein was found dead in 2019 in his New York prison cell in what a coroner ruled was a suicide. He was being held on charges of sex trafficking. He had been convicted previously for soliciting prostitution from a minor in 2008. The once high-flying financier had ties with a number of high-profile figures, including Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, the brother of King Charles and former prince, Trump's former advisor Steve Bannon, and a cast of other characters from the world of media, politics, and entertainment. On Wednesday, former Harvard president Larry Summers took a leave from teaching at the university while the school investigated his links to Epstein, revealed in a series of chummy email exchanges. Attorney Pam Bondi is required to release all unclassified records, documents, communications, and investigative materials related to Epstein and his co-conspirator, Ghislaine Maxwell, no later than 30 days after the law is enacted. Maxwell currently is serving a 20-year sentence for sex trafficking. But based on the law's text, portions could still be withheld if they are deemed to invade personal privacy or relate to an active investigation. The bill gives Bondi the power to withhold information that would jeopardize any active federal investigation or identify any victims. One of the bill's architects, Republican Congressman Thomas Massie, had concerns about some files being withheld. "I'm concerned that he's opening a flurry of investigations, and I believe they may be trying to use those investigations as a predicate for not releasing the files. That's my concern."